Hey guys, welcome back. You saw the last video. It went pretty well. I think a lot of you liked it. So here is the broadsword that I got here. This is what the Vikings would use with a shield, which I can show you that later on in a bit. This here is a one-handed weapon right here. This usually is a one-handed weapon. The weight is pretty balanced, so I can show you. It's pretty balanced, so you should be able to use it with one hand, as you can tell. Now the pattern on this is beautiful. Look at this pattern here. This pattern is pretty cool. And the handle is pretty comfortable. It's got that leather wrap. The guard here, stainless steel. Pretty, again, comfortable. No rough spots. Pommel, again, comfortable. Fits in my hand well, so if my hand slid down here, could have a retention. Keeps my hand in place. And again, that pattern right here is beautiful. I mean, you can see the pattern. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Again, the sheath, as you can tell, is also pretty good. I like it. Now, what these swords were used for, like I said, is for mostly it's a Viking broadsword. So it was used with primarily a shield and for quick jabs and slashes. But we'll have to see, because it looks beautiful, if it's as strong as it looks. I mean, it's as sharp as I could get it, because I ain't no perfect person, but it's sharp. So let's see if it holds the edge or if it dulls in any way or breaks. And it shouldn't dull, but we'll just have to see. We're outside now. Now you might think with a sword like this, since it's so wide, it'd be very heavy and that it'd be hard to swing. But the nice thing about the Viking short sword, broadsword, excuse me, is that it's super wide, meaning you have a good chopping, without it being super heavy. That's why I like it personally. And you have your normal moves where you can go from chopping like that to bringing full sword, or excuse me, two hands down. So again, you can go from a single chop to two-handed down, or you can go single chop, very nicely with this. And again, even though it being a very wide blade, you can do very nice stabs and get very good reach without ever having to worry about it being too heavy. Meaning, I can go from a chop to a stab to back to guard. It's a very nice sword. And again, I like the Viking broadsword because of this reason. Because it's wide, good for chopping, light, and easy to maneuver. Because some wide swords, they require two hands because they're just too heavy, you know what I mean? So you have to use two hands. Versus, this is a nice balance between wide and being able to maneuver the blade. And again, like I said, you can very easily, as you can tell, do some slashes very, very quickly without ever having to worry about it being too heavy. We get to the next thing that also makes this a very good sword, and why it was primarily used by the Vikings and why they're so deadly, is because, again, it's light. It delivers that chopping without being super heavy. But again, when we get to the next part, to show you why, another reason why it was very effective in the battlefield. The great thing with this sword is you can use a shield. Now I don't have a proper round leather wooden shield, so I'm using this nice cigar box to demonstrate here. But another reason why this sword is super good, especially for the Vikings, is you could use a shield to block and then go right into thrusting or blocking and then stabbing pretty easily. It gave you the ability to block attacks, whether they be up, down, left, right, you name it, and still have a weapon. So you could block and thrust at the same time, or block and slash, which is a very nice thing. Sometimes shields are too heavy, and so they require a shorter sword, and it gives you less reach to do what you need to do, or less sword. This, however, even though it's, again, wide, I still have enough control with the weapon. It's not too heavy where I can use a shield. Now, again, if I had a proper rounded leather shield, it still wouldn't make much difference because the sword is light enough where I could use my shield to block attacks and still thrust. Which is, again, another reason why this was a very good sword for the Vikings and worked very well on the English and Irish and basically everywhere around the world, because they were everywhere. Because again, it's a light sword, but you get so much girth to it. No pun intended. And yes, I did cut my hair. It got too hot. It's hot right now. Oh well though. Let's see though how strong this is, because a sword ain't a sword if it doesn't withstand some impacts. I'm gonna take this box and do like 3 smashes on this wood on each side. Should give us a good general idea if it's hardened properly or if it's gonna snap. Don't worry about the box. They send you literally hundreds of boxes every time you buy crap, my brain. You know what I mean. These things. They send you crap tons of boxes. And it's a good test to see if it'll break or if it's heat treated properly. Now, a good sword, remember, shouldn't bend, shouldn't chip, should stay straight and true, no chips, no nothing. And you know, we'll do a new test too. Seen it on a YouTube channel once. It looked pretty cool. Where they actually smack it sideways just to see if the flex makes it flex good or if it snaps. Generally, you can tell with a sword just by smashing it into things, whether it's heat treated properly because the blade will flex anyway, but I figured why not? It would be cool maybe. So let's see what happens. 3 on each side, maybe some stabs too. Let's get a roll in here. I want to test the tip out, see if the tip's going to snap off or it'll break. I think 3 step thrusts downwards, pretty good test. Usually if the tip rolls or snaps off, it's a good indicator that the grain on the inside of the blade is superheated or not heated enough. So here we go. Oh yeah. And the straight test. And we'll see that it's got a twist warp, which is not a very good sign. You can see here that the guard faces one way and the blade faces the opposite way, but then it twists back up. Now that's not very good, considering I was half hitting that, which is a shame because the Damascus looks fantastic. So the fact that it has a twist warp in it is kind of sad. But then again, just because something looks nice does not always mean it is nice. It was cheaper, so that's what you get for cheaper sometimes, unfortunately. But as you can see, it does have a pretty good warp to it. You can also tell if you lay it flat on the table, it doesn't sit straight. It meanders a bit. So it's another good way. Laying it flat on the table, you can see that it is not straight anymore. The box did not survive. Oh no, the box is destroyed. But it's a box, so oh well. There's no chips. You can still see the edge. Still got a good edge. The tip did roll over a little bit. It's not as pointy as it once was, as you can see here. Tip, you can tell it's got a little bit of a rollover right there. But again, as beautiful as it was, it's just unfortunate that it wasn't heat treated quite as well as it should have been. Probably because of the warp and the rollover, could have been hotter. Hotter heat treat would have fixed that. Hey guys, if you like this short video, consider subscribing. It will really help me out a lot. And happy 4th of July. I hope you all had lots of fun. I didn't have that much time, unfortunately, to light off my own fireworks, but if you enjoyed the video and you had a good 4th, please subscribe.